Good afternoon. It's been a little bit since I checked in and made a video, and a lot has happened, and also not a lot has happened since then. I guess I just realized it's been over 2 months. Had a lot of comments and questions about what's going on. I know the last video I made, I said I was going to be heading back to the CDT, and I thought that's what was happening. When my dad got out of the hospital and out of the rehab, everything was going really well. But when he got home, things started declining, and it just kept getting worse. He was actually back to worse off than before he ever started all the original hospital stuff, and he's in the hospital again. I'm actually really close to where I made one of the videos before updating you all. I'm right here on the river, along the Missouri River in St. Charles. The hospital my dad in is just up the hill. I just left there just a few minutes ago. So needless to say, I guess I will not be going back to the CDT this year. There's no time left in the season, and I can't leave right now anyway. So that's going to be put off to next year, or I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. But I won't be going back to the CDT this year. What I'm hoping is after my dad gets done with these treatments he's having now and then goes to the inpatient rehab, I'm hoping that there's going to be some time this fall. I guess before I start talking about potential plans for this fall or what's been going on in the last couple months in any more detail, I did get a new camera mount for my bicycle, and I'm planning to do here on the Katy Trail here in St. Charles to Machens, which is the eastern terminus of the Katy Trail, and then back here this afternoon. It's not going to be a very long ride. It's only like 13 miles out, so 13 miles back. So let's just get to riding here. Okay, coming up here on the right is the official Katy Trail St. Charles marker. Right here. All right, now that we're away from the hustle and bustle there by Main Street, I guess I'll start with kind of what I've been up to during the last couple months. You know, it's been right at 80 days or so since I've been off trail and been here at home. One thing I've been up to is just gaining weight between leaving trail with hiker hunger and then being a little lighter than my typical weight. And then also I'm a stress eater. So during all this time, I've just been doing a lot of eating. I'm probably about as heavy now as I was when I started the PCT. I've still been walking a good bit and riding my bicycle and doing a little bit of running. So my legs and everything's still fairly decent shape. But I'm definitely heavier than I want to be. I've done a lot of just whatever my mom and dad needed, mostly whatever my dad needed, and trying to exercise some, and I played cards a good bit just for something to do. The highway we're coming up on right now is Highway 370, which is kind of like a bypass here in the St. Charles area, just west of St. Louis. Katy Trail backs up to a salvage yard. After this, we're really not going to see anything other than fields, a few views of the river, and we'll cross a couple rural roads. Okay, we are about 4.5 miles north of St. Charles, and there's a bench up here not too far on the right near the river. I'm going to stop there and see how my footage is looking on this camera with this new bike mount, and we'll talk a little more when we get there. I think I'll talk to you on this bench for a bit, because after reviewing some of that footage, I'm afraid on a big screen TV there's going to be too much vibration. I don't know if the image stabilization is good enough for a bike mount. But I guess the other thing here is my financial plan is not going as planned this year. It's a lot more expensive to live in society here and not have YouTube income than it is to be on trail. But oh well, it is what it is with that. Now, let's talk about some plans. The number one thing is I'm hoping within the next 4 weeks probably, I'm hoping to be able to leave home for a while and go to the Northeast. I'm planning to through hike the Vermont Long Trail here shortly. Hopefully you can get to do it all in fall colors, so I get some good footage of that to share with you all. The other thing I'm kind of trying to figure out timing wise is through biking the Katy Trail. I've never done even an overnight bike packing. I bought a couple things on Amazon, like luggage and stuff for my bike. It's something I've planned to do. I'm on the Katy Trail almost every day, either on foot or on my bicycle. I just am trying to figure out the logistics and timing of things. Partly that's why I'm out here today. I figured if I needed to do something anyway, and I don't do this stretch all that often. So I was going to do from St. Charles out and back to Machens. And then, I don't know, if it works out in the next day or two, maybe I'll start a through bike, which I'll do a daily vlog on. I just don't know if that's going to happen or not, just with the timing of my dad's hospital stay and whatnot. The other thing is it's hot. It's been like, heat index has been well over 100 for the last week or two. But it's supposed to be a little cooler. Today is a little more mild, and it's supposed to stay that way for a bit. The nights are still going to be warm and humid for tent camping, but I don't know. Honestly, I'm stir crazy, and I'm starting to feel like it's a struggle. It's a struggle. I've had this plan, I thought, of being able to adventure full time and make YouTube videos for you all. And life just happened, and it is what it is. It's okay. I wouldn't change it. It's just not what I thought it was going to be this summer. I'm not able to watch any CDT vlogs. I tried to watch a few of my buddy Flintstones right after I got home, but I don't know. I have a hard time watching those because I thought this was my year to Triple Crown, and it just didn't work out that way. But, you got to make lemonade out of it, right? So I'm still going to try to do some hiking this fall and winter. I don't know what next year holds. I mean, I have some thoughts in my heart that don't include the CDT. But I really want to finish the CDT for the Triple Crown, so I don't know what's going to happen. I've given up trying to plan too far in the future. So right now I'm just looking at the next few weeks and seeing what happens. So I've done enough rambling for now. I'm just so happy to be on a camera talking to you all again. Let's get on the bike and keep heading east. Okay, when we exit these tunnel of trees, we're going to be at the Black Walnut Trailhead, which is the easternmost parking lot. So it's the closest you can get with a car to the eastern terminus of the trail. So we're going to have to go down 3 more miles past this Black Walnut Trailhead, and that'll get us to Machens, which is the official terminus. The double road crossing here. Hey. Here we are, we're at Machens. This is the eastern terminus. Okay, here at Machens, at the eastern terminus, there's a bell. So I think you're supposed to ring the bell at the start and the end. I believe there's another bell at Clinton at the other end. So here I am at the eastern terminus. I live right here, so I've been here several times. I have some different ideas to how to get this Katy Trail thing done in the next week or so. I have another thing I want to do later this week in the evening. I don't really want to deal with having to pay for a shuttle to the other end, or trying to have to get my mom or somebody to drive back and forth to the other end. So I'm kind of wanting to ride it in both directions. It's 240 miles each way, so it's like 480 miles. So the thought is, just depending on how some things work out this week, other things, I'm going to try to knock out all the sections closest to home, just like in day rides, if you will. And then probably Friday, take off west, turn around, come back, and be gone for a few days. So that's the plan. I'm happy to have some type of mini adventure. I've been feeling kind of stagnant here lately, but all for good reason, obviously. I'm going to take a minute here, and then we'll start going the other way. For those of you that are not in the know about the Katy Trail, let me tell you a little bit about it, I guess. So the Katy Trail is the longest rails to trails in the United States. I always thought it was 240 miles. The official mileage chart here says it's 237 miles from Machens to Clinton. It's all crushed limestone, no paved. It's all very smooth. When it rains, it dries fast. It's an amazing trail surface. It's probably, in my opinion, one of the best things about the state of Missouri and living here is the Katy Trail. I'm on it all the time, but it's the same 40-mile section that I'm in different spots just through town here. And I've never been on it west of Jefferson City North Trailhead. If you've been around my channel for a while, you know for my birthday last year, I rode 100 miles from St. Charles to Jefferson City, and then my dad picked me up there. Anyway, take another minute here, and then I'm going to try to mount this camera a little bit differently and see if it can reduce some of the vibration before we get headed back towards the car. Here we are coming back into St. Charles. All right, I'm all done. The bike's back on my car. I ran into Bike Stop Cafe to ask them a couple questions about the shuttle they do to Clinton, just in case that would be an option, because the website doesn't give the information I want. The girl working there had no idea. She said the information's on the website, she thought, but it's not. I got a sparkling water. It was only $1.49. That wasn't horrible. But then I also got this little granola thing. It was $5, so it was like $7.50 for both. I thought I was getting out of there cheap, but I didn't. Oh well. That's gonna end today's video, and I should be back tomorrow where we do another section of the Katy.